All right, Marlee. So, looking behind you, you clearly love hockey. Let's tell everybody, what is your role with the Ronge Ice Wolves?
All right, so I'm Marlee Proux. I've been with the Ronge Ice Wolves as a board member for the past 6.5 years. I've also been a billet for the last 7 years.
All right. So, that's busy. Now, you are a mom, you have boys and girls. What do your kids think about your involvement with the club?
Yeah, so I have 5 children, 2 daughters and 3 sons. Big hockey family. Myself, I played hockey. My husband played hockey with the Notre Dame Hounds, though. But so, joining the Ice Wolves as billets was kind of our first introduction. We had always been fans, always attended the games since as long as I can remember with our kids. And the opportunity came up to join the board. I was asked by a very long-time board member who's now not on the board, and she said, you've got the drive, you've got the passion, and hockey. So, what are you waiting for? And so joined the board. It was an absolute great way to get back into hockey in a little bit different of a role, not being a player. And yeah, after that, my husband joined the board with me, and now we bleed teal.
Isn't that awesome? And I bet, like, you've probably formed some pretty amazing relationships with, players past, present. What about their families? I know you have some special bonds with some of those families. Is that kind of unexpected?
I know that hockey is so much more than a game. It's a lifestyle. It's a family. It's a good way to raise your kids with, that hard work, that grit, all of those values that come with it. And absolutely, we have met some amazing families. Like, I can't even explain the connection that we have with them. We've got families kind of spanning all over Canada that we keep in touch with. We've had about 5 players who have come through our house and kind of stayed for longer than 2 weeks. We were kind of one of the rotating door billet houses for a while, which was great. So when the players would come and their billet homes kind of were out of town or just weren't ready for them, they would come and stay with us for a few days. So that's been a real treat and a great experience to really get to know the boys. We have our first billet ever was Luke Lush, and he was a goalie, and he's still playing hockey at Sacred Heart University, and we still, chat with him regularly and, make plans to go and meet with him. All of my past billets have been like amazing. They text me on my birthday. They video call me on Mother's Day. They, stop in unexpectedly and go out of their way to, let us know how appreciated that we are from them and their families. And, right now I've got a player who stayed with me for a while, and he's 2 of them, and they're playing with the Red Lake Miners.
Yes.
And they just won last night. And, I got the text from him right after. Yeah. Got texts from them and, thank you for your love and support. And so, they're sending me a hoodie. I bleed teal, but, when some of our boys are playing on other teams, we still got to cheer them on too, right? So,
no, absolutely.
It's just been fantastic.
Now, what advice would you give to a woman in our communities who's, interested in helping out with the organization, but maybe a little timid because they are a woman, maybe they don't feel there's a place for them? What would you say to them?
Being on the board, you're surrounded by some amazing women. Lynette and Rita just make it so easy to feel a part of that board, to just feel comfortable at those meetings. The passion and the energy that they have and that they give to the club, it just radiates in those meetings. And so, I would say for anybody who's a little bit on the fence about joining the board, because they're a woman, I don't know. I've never not done anything because I'm a woman, like ever. Like that's just not within my who I am. But we are an amazing group of people. We're passionate about the game. We are passionate about the players and making them feel connected to our community. We always say that, we're raising young men, and it's true. And so there's so many different capacities to help out with the team. Like I know yourself with the social media. We've got Christy with social media. We've got Crystal Mislicki in the concession. Like Connie Hogan's up there doing stats. Like this community of La Ronge, this team of the Ice Wolves is a very inclusive team, and Killer and Kyle, the way that they run their team, it empowers everybody. And as a woman, being part of Killer's team has just been phenomenal. Like Killer has really pushed me to do some things that, I probably wouldn't have done, but because of the person that he is, the leader that he is, it comes naturally when you're around him. So we've got some amazing people in a number of different capacities on the team. We even had we had a kid who was celiac. And so we had one person, bake cookies. Like,
yeah,
there's so many amazing women. You got Jenny Nickel, who repairs gloves and hems pants, and so they're not all stapled all the time. And Diane McPhail, who's just, phenomenal with our jerseys. And we got all the cookums in the one corner who make sure they make the boys their bannock. I really think that the La Ronge Ice Wolves, because of how inclusive they are of women, that's why we can raise these young men. That's why we can do what we do. That's why we can believe. That's why, we can help them in their education. Brandy Bell has been phenomenal in that role for a number of years. Like everywhere you look, every aspect of the team, you'll see a woman championing that piece, and it's great.
Absolutely. Now, we have even seen a female on the ice as a part of that. Taylor Keast there as a backup netminder. That was huge, and I think huge for a lot of goaltenders, huge for our community, our organization. What are your thoughts on that one?
Oh, that was a great experience. So, I've got to watch Taylor grow up and be a goalie and things, and then watching her dress for the Ice Wolves and, the pride and everything. She was just radiating. She was so beautiful. But the biggest thing of that whole night was the boys. They were so proud, and they came home that night, and we had a couple of them come over, and they were like, isn't this awesome? Like, she did so good. And I think she'd gone out to practice with them maybe. Like, they were just so proud of her and so proud to be part of that moment where they were helping her in her career. Like, it was just, the boys are great, like they believe that too. So,
and that's huge. Like, going out to practice with them. No, like that's, they have some good shots. Like, so that was pretty amazing for her to step up and do something like that and be there for, the organization. So, pretty awesome when history gets made and it's, the Ice Wolves on that side. Well, I'll let you go, Marlee, but thank you for your time. And I know all the hard work that you do for the organization. I know the community is very appreciative of that. And like you said, of all of the other women on the board here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Megan.